Alright, it's time to march forward with our web design. At this point, everyone has a website up on their student account that has the word cookies and another heading in blue with your name. If we take a look at the HTML, let's see what's really going on here. At this point, you should have read about the basic structure of an HTML page. Let's take a look at this one. The first line in this text document is this doc type declaration. When the browser opens a file, the first thing it does is look at the first line to see what kind of information it should expect to find in the file. This first line says that this file contains an HTML page. Following directly below that, you see the beginning of the HTML document with the HTML open tag, and down at the bottom, the HTML closing tag. Everything between these tags is the HTML page itself. Now I should point out that I am following HTML5 syntax. It's simpler than HTML4 or XHTML in that the doc type is simply HTML. Nothing qualifying that. At the time I'm recording this, HTML5 has not been officially adopted, so this is a little forward-looking, I suppose. But it's also simpler. The next line, the HTML tag, has the new HTML5 required attribute that specifies that the language of this page is English. Other languages, of course, are acceptable. But in this class we're doing English. Following this, you see two main elements, the head element and the body element. If we look at the head element, this is the information that is not actually part of the main content that is visible on the page. This is usually more information about the page. If you're familiar with the word meta or prefix meta, you know that that is often an abstraction indicating that this information is about something else. So this tag right here is saying that the text in this page should be interpreted using this standard UTF-8. This is the most common character set that people use on the web. It supports the greatest number of foreign or international languages, and you can just get used to sticking that in there. The title tag indicates a very important bit of information about your page. Its title. This, of course, appears in the browser, on the tab, and the title bar. But this information also is available to screen readers that are trying to convey what kind of information is on your page to someone who is vision impaired perhaps and can't see that text, and so a screen reader is telling them what the page is, and the title, it should be a very clear indicator of what to expect on that page, telling them whether they should go on and read more or listen to more. Similarly, search engines looking at your page will look at the title as an indication of what might be on that page. So if someone is searching for recipes, the fact that the word recipe is in the title should mean that there are recipes on that page. This link here is a way that this page brings in information from other files. If you look at the directory for your website, let's see, where's mine? Here's my ART385 web directory, and you see that in the same directory with my index HTML file that I'm editing is another file called recipe.css. That is where the styles for the page are being specified. So we have this blue text here. If we go back and look at the recipe.css file, which I have open here on another tab, you see we have a very simple style sheet at the moment. This is a comment at the top. It's not important for its function. And in it, it says that any H2 tags, heading level 2, the text should be colored blue. If you look at the structure of this link, these are just required elements. You're linking to a file, you're saying it's a style sheet, and this is the type, and this is where it is. This is a fairly minimal set of things to put in the head of an HTML document, but these things are almost always present. Following that, you have the actual body of the page. This is where the content that appears on the page will be put. Right now there are only two things: the word cookies in an H1 tag and by Paul Lemke in an H2 tag. These are headings. H1 is the main heading, H2 is a secondary heading. Visually, these usually appear where the main heading is larger and bold, and the secondary heading would be a little bit smaller and bold, but still larger than just the ordinary text on a page. The way these things actually appear is determined in the style sheets. And we see the close of the body, the close of the HTML. So we have a very simple web page so far. So let's add some content.